So I just want to make this video because I want to know if anybody else has the same problem as I have the past few years when it comes to video games. So my biggest problem is that every game I've pre-ordered the past 2 years, they've disappointed me in one way or another. Either if it wasn't what I expected, or it was just complete BS, or just everything about it was really bad. Has developers gotten lazy when it comes to developing video games? Have they gotten lazy? Have they gotten cheap? Or they just don't care anymore about the overall product? Now, the games I'm listing are the only games I've pre-ordered the past 2 years. And if you have any other games that you had the same problems with when it comes to what you didn't expect, or it's just really bad, let me know what games those are, because I'm really curious about what you guys have bought. But the games I've bought is Battlefield 1, Wolfenstein 2, the New Order, not the New Order, the New Colossus, Call of Duty World War II, MLB The Show 17, and Far Cry 5. Those are the 5 games I've pre-ordered in the past 2 years, and all 5 disappointed me one way or another. Battlefield 1, I didn't know what I was expecting from buying that, because I've never played a Battlefield game before in my life, but I bought it because it was a World War I game, and there hasn't been a one out there like that, so I decided to buy it. My first impressions was really good about it, but overall, it just got boring after a while. Like, I'm big into campaigns. I know Battlefield's more of a multiplayer game, but they just didn't seem to care too much about the campaign. It just, yeah, it looked beautiful, of course, but the story wasn't really there, and you were by yourself half the time, made you feel like you're way overpowered, which that's not the style of game that should have been present. I didn't like it. The multiplayer was not fun for me. I'm not sure if I was bad or not, or just I wasn't used to it, or was it just really bullshit? I don't know. Let me know if you think the same thing as I do. The guns weren't very good. Just the controls weren't very good. It took forever to get an online match, and just overall, just annoying. Wolfenstein 2, I was so hyped for that game because I was a huge fan of the previous games, Wolfenstein: The New Order, Wolfenstein. What's the other one called? God damn, I forgot what it was called. But yeah, I was a huge fan of those 2 games, but when Wolfenstein 2 came out, it was just really disappointing. The graphics were amazing, of course. The story was phenomenal. But the gunplay, the health system, it was bad. It wasn't what I was expecting. And the campaign was overall so short, and it has very unplayable replay, if you know what I mean. Because at the end of the game, you can go to the different zones you explored throughout the campaign, and you have to kill officers in order to grab intel and get collectibles and everything. But if you die once in the missions after the campaign, you have to restart the entire mission over again. You could be so close to the end, the thing could last like an hour, but you have to start all the way back from the end. And it's so hard to stay alive because your health system was bullshit. You just died so quickly, your armor deplenished so much. It was just so bad, and the stealth system was not what you expected from a Wolfenstein game. Now, the previous Wolfenstein games made you feel like a complete badass, but Wolfenstein 2 just made you feel so vulnerable. Like, I understand that Blazkowicz was dying in the beginning of the game, and his health started at 50. Okay, that makes sense. I get it, what they were doing there. But his health just diminished. Just like that, you would be turned around for 1 second, guy shoots you from the back, you die within 5 seconds, you have no chance of fighting back. It just wasn't overall a good experience for me. Call of Duty World War II. I did enjoy the campaign for that game. It was, in my opinion, great. Even though it wasn't the best story, it was really engaging. And boots on the ground, of course, everybody's been asking for that for the past, 3 years. Yeah, it was fun. But it just gets boring if you keep on playing it. Like, I tried to play it a second time, it's just not that engaging anymore after the first time. Multiplayer has improved since the release of the game. I've been getting more into it. I've been doing better. The guns are really good. Customization's really fun. But in the beginning stages of the game, I was really disappointed with the game. I wasn't having fun with it. But since the patches have come out, I've been enjoying the game a lot more. But why can't developers have a really good full product at release? Why do they have to wait months after months after months in order to fix things, to add things? It's just annoying, and it kind of loses the player base. It didn't lose me, but a lot of people leave the game because they're tired of waiting for new stuff, and they end up just selling the game or just not playing anymore and don't care about it. Yeah, and MLB The Show 17, I was really disappointed in that game because I was so hyped for it. Road to the Show is my biggest mode played, and that just got really repetitive. It was very boring, so to say. And there's so many improvements to the game, but I just found it boring. Yeah, it was more interactions and things, but that was very rare. I didn't feel that connected to it. I felt more connected in the previous games where Road to the Show wasn't as connected with the character as MLB 17 and now 18 is. And Diamond Dynasty, I don't understand that mode at all. I'm not sure if I'm just bad at the game, but every ball I would swing at be right down the middle in the strike zone, perfect contact on it, it'd be either ground out or pop out. I don't know if this was me or not, or just the connection of the game, or just bugs that San Diego Studios haven't fixed yet. And franchise wasn't that great. Play Now games was pretty fun. Retro games weren't the best. They were just annoying. Yeah, I hope when I play MLB 18 that'd be better. And finally, last game that I pre-ordered was Far Cry 5, the most recent video game I pre-ordered. And yeah, I did enjoy it in the beginning, but as the story went on, everything just got so repetitive and so boring. I did not enjoy it anymore. The story was not engaging at all. If you want to hear more about Far Cry 5 and my opinions about it, check out my Far Cry 5 review on the game. I guess uploaded yesterday, or depending on if you watch this and when you watch this. But yeah, I had so many problems with the game. It did not stand out at all. It did not rise above any of the past Far Cry games. It wasn't even close to the past Far Cry games. Gameplay is dull, missions are repetitive, no story, lame characters, lame guns. Graphics are good, of course, but yeah, if you want me to go more in depth on that game, go ahead and check out my video about it. And the next game I'm going to pre-order is Spider-Man PS4. And I hope that turns out really good. And if it doesn't, I don't know what I'll do anymore about pre-ordering video games.
I don't know how that works, but whatever.
But we'll see. I think Insomniac Games will do really well with that game. I believe they put a lot of effort and passion into it, and I think it'll be a really engaging story. I really hope it does. I mean, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I never read any of the comics, but you don't need to read the comics in order to be a fan of the character. I mean, I grew up watching the Sam Raimi movies and the cartoons. Yeah, so that's the next game I'm going to pre-order, and I just hope it's not a huge disappointment for me. Like I said, if you guys were disappointed with any games you pre-ordered, please let me know down below in the comment section. I would really like to know what games you guys have gotten in the past. And if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll talk to you guys later.